Hello everyone, welcome to NTA JEE Main test number 66, chemistry discussion. I am Shashi Shekhar. We are going to start with the very first question. So the first question is, the first ionization energy and the second ionization energies of a few elements designated by Roman numerals are given below. Which of these would be an alkali metal? So for an alkali metal, the electronic configuration is NS1. So removing the first electron and some noble gas initially. So removing the first electron is easier, but the second electron is actually removed from electronic configuration that is actually of noble gas. So the energy required in the second ionization is actually quite large than the first ionization. So removing first electron is easy, like from Na gas to make Na plus gas, it requires lesser energy, but to make one more positive charge, means to make Na2 plus from Na plus, this is ionization energy 1 and this is ionization energy 2. So the ionization energy 2 is quite greater than ionization energy 1. So what we have to see here is the difference. Where is the jump? So the jump of ionization energy is here only, 520 to 7300, means approximately it has become 10 times, more than 10 times. So this is the alkali metal. The first ionization energy is relatively lower and second ionization energy is very much greater than the first ionization energy. Moving on to the second question, a metal of density this has an FCC crystal structure with lattice parameter A equal to 400 picometer. Alright, so density of the metal has been given and the lattice parameter A has been given, so we can actually find the volume of the cell, calculate the number of unit cells present in this much mass of metal. So first of all, let us calculate the mass of one cell. So for mass of one cell, we know the volume of cell will be 400 picometer to the power 3 A cube, mass of one cell, and we are using here density is equal to mass upon volume. So mass is equal to density into volume. So density is 7.5 into 10 to the power 3 kg per meter cube, and volume, so volume is 400 picometer. So picometer means 10 to the power minus 12. So 4 into 10 to the power minus 10 to the power 3 meter cube. So meter cube gets cancelled out, we are left with kg. So what we get here is, this is 7.5 into 10 to the power 3. So 7.5 into 4 square into 10 to the power minus 30 here and plus 3, so minus 27 kg. Alright, why we did this? So that we can multiply it easier. So 4 5s are 20 and 7 4s are 28 plus 3 2, this is 30, and 30 into 16, so this is 480 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. Alright, we have found the mass of one cell. Now mass of one cell is this much, we need to find the number of cells in 0.015 kg of the metal. So number of such cell, this is equal to 0.015 kg and upon 480 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg per cell. So kg and kg again gets cancelled out and we are here left with the number of cells. So this is 15 by 48, 15 into 10 to the power minus 3 and 48 into 10 to the 48 into 10 to the power 1, so this becomes minus 27 and minus 26, so plus 26. So this is 15 by 48, this is around approximately 1 by 3 into 10 to the power minus 23, and this is 3.33, 0.33, so 3.33 into, sorry, plus 23, so this is left with 22. So around 3 point something to the power 10 to the power 22. So this should be the answer, because power is 10 to the power 22. All right. It is correct. So moving on to the next question. The wavelength of the third line of the Balmer series for a hydrogen atom is, so third line of Balmer series. In Balmer series, the electron transition is from higher states to n equal to 2, like n equal to 3 to 2 is the first line, n equal to 4 to 2 is the second line, n equal to 5 to 2 is the third line. So we have been asked the wavelength of the third line, means transition is from 5 to 2. So we need to use the Balmer-Rydberg equation. Wave number, this is equal to 1 upon lambda, this is equal to r, and 1 upon n square minus 1 upon m square. This is equal to r times, this is 25 minus 4, 21 upon 25 into 400. So we get is 100 upon, means 1 by lambda is this, so lambda is equal to 100 upon 21 r. So 100 upon 21 r is the answer. Match the column 1 with column 2, Clark's method. So Clark method and Calgon method are actually for removing the hardness of water. Clark method uses CaOH whole twice, so P must match with 4. So P matches with 4 is the correct option. And Calgon method uses this Na6P6O8 where calcium displaces Na plus. So Q must match with 1. So this is the correct answer. Calculate the half-life of first order reaction. This, if the initial pressure is 80 mm and the total pressure at the end of 20 minutes is this. So we have been given the reaction C2H4O to CH4 gas, all are in gas only. First of all, we need to see whether the reaction is balanced or not. So the reaction seems to be balanced. Now initial pressure is 80 mm, so initial pressure is 80 mm Hg, and after 20 seconds let the change be x, so minus x plus x and plus x. So we get at equilibrium, we get after time 20 minute, we get 80 minus x, x and x. So total pressure becomes this plus this plus this. So 80 minus x plus x plus x, from Dalton's law of partial pressure we get 80 plus x, and this is equal to 120 because total pressure at the end of 20 minutes was 120 mm. So from here we get x is equal to 40 mm Hg. So 40 mm actually, they have not mentioned it in Hg or whatever. So x is equal to 40 mm, and therefore pressure of C2H4O at t equal to 20 minute, this is equal to 80 minus 40, this is equal to 40. So actually the pressure of C2H4O has become half, from 80 to 40 in 20 minutes. So it has become half in 20 minutes, therefore half-life is 20 minutes. We do not need to do the further any calculation. For the reaction AB to A plus B, AB is 33% dissociated at a total pressure of P. So what everything has been asked in intensive property, so you can assume A gas plus B gas is the reaction given. So let us assume that it has initially 1 mole. You can assume anything because the properties that has been asked are relating Kp will be actually an intensive, Kp will be an intensive property, and so let us assume 1 mole of AB, and then the dissociation is 33%, and therefore minus 1 by 3. So this is plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3. So we get this as 2 by 3 mole, this is 1 by 3 mole, this is 1 by 3 mole. Now these are moles, so we need to calculate mole fraction, and then we will calculate partial pressure so that we can relate it to Kp. What we are doing is we are calculating mole, then from mole we will calculate mole fraction, because mole fraction is intensive. So anything you can assume here, this anything you can assume mole, you will get an intensive, we are converting it to an intensive property, and then again it to mole partial pressure. So partial pressure and then partial pressure to Kp. So we have calculated mole fraction. Mole fraction will be 2 by 3 and upon the sum of all the moles. So this is 4 by 3. So this is 1 by 2. This is 1 by 3 upon 4 by 3. So this is 1 by 4, and this is 1 by 3. This is also 1 by 4. So we have calculated mole fraction, and then so we can calculate now the partial pressure. Partial pressure will be 1 by 2p, 1 by 4p and 1 by 4p. So we have calculated the partial pressures also. Now we can relate it to Kp. So Kp is equal to partial pressure of A into partial pressure of B upon partial pressure of AB. This is equal to 1 by 4 P by 4 into P by 4 into 2 by P by 2. So we get P cancelled out 2 times, so we get P is equal to 8 times Kp. So P equal to 8 times Kp is the correct answer. Rank the following compound in decreasing order of reactivity in electrophilic aromatic substitution. So we have to arrange it in decreasing order. So first of all, let us see which are electron withdrawing group and electron donating groups. So oxygen here is electron donating, nitrogen is electron donating. Both are electron donating to the benzene ring, therefore making it highly active. Therefore third will be the highest in the term of reactivity. And then see here that in the first structure oxygen is present, so oxygen will donate. Also methyl group is electron donating via hyperconjugation. So then 3, after 3 it is 1, and then structure 4 is missing with us, but we can say from these 3 structures 3 then 1 and 2 in structure 2, this will actually withdraw the electron cloud. So 3 1 and then 2. So 3 1 and then 2 will be the required option. We don't have the fourth structure, but hopefully you can find it. Or we have so the fourth structure contain 2 aromatic, means 2 alkyl groups, and therefore it will be greater than 4 will be greater than 2, because 2 is actually withdrawing. So 3 1 then 4 then 2. So 3 1 then 4 then 2. So C is the correct answer. The major product of the reaction this. So with NaNO2 and dilute HCl, what we will get is N2 plus first, and then N2 plus, what will N2 plus do? So with N2 plus and N triple bond M plus, so this nitrogen lone pair, this can attack this nitrogen now, and this will take the electron with them. So it gets converted into nitrogen, double bond nitrogen, and NH2. Let's remove this hydrogen also, deprotonation. So this is left with this. So the correct answer should be this, C. The element A burns in nitrogen to give an ionic compound B. The element A burns in nitrogen to give an ionic compound. B is an ionic compound. The compound B reacts with water to give C. This reacts with water to give C and D. Solution of C becomes milky. Milky means C is actually CaOH whole twice. This is the lime water. So C is CaOH whole twice. So also B must contain nitrogen, because A has been reacted with nitrogen in the presence of nitrogen. So B is ionic compound and it contains calcium, so we can suspect it as Ca, means metal compound made of calcium and nitrogen, ionic compound made of this. So Ca minus 3 and 2 plus, so it becomes Ca 3 and 2. So this is the ionic compound. So when this will react with H2, it will produce CaOH whole twice and also with NH3. So NH3 is asking us about what is the nature of the compound D. So nature of compound D will be basic. NH3 is basic, so nature of compound D will be basic. Okay, moving on to the next question. How long will it take for a uniform current of 6 ampere to deposit 78 gram of gold from a solution of AuCl4 minus? What mass of chlorine gas will be formed simultaneously at anode of the cell? All right, so first of all, AuCl4 minus, oxidation state of Au will be plus 3. So Au plus 3 electron, this will convert itself into Au solid. So for 3 mole of electron we get 1 mole of gold, and we need to deposit 78 gram of gold. So moles of 78 gram of gold will be upon 197. 78 upon 197 gram per mole. If we want to convert this value, this 197 upon 78, okay, or we can leave it like this, 3 into, so electron needed is 3 times more, so 3 into 78 upon 197. So we get here is 3 into 78 upon 197 mole, or let us calculate this thing, 78 upon 197 upon 78, so it will get divided with 197 into 4 times 788, so it is approximately 4 times 0.4, so this is 0.4 mole, so this will be 1.2 mole. So now we have the mole of electron needed is 1.2 mole electrons. So what mass of chlorine gas will be formed? So Cl minus aqueous, this will convert to chlorine gas Cl2, so 2 Cl minus give 2 electron. So for 2 mole electron, half of Cl2 is formed. How much mole of electron we have? We have 1.2 mole electron. So for 1.2 mole electron, we'll get 0.6 mole of Cl2, and mass of 0.6 mole Cl2 is 0.6 into 71 gram. This is equal to 6 and 7 6 is 42, so 42.6 gram. So around 40, because we have approximated also the value when we divided 78 upon 197, so we get 42.6 gram of Cl2. So 42.6 gram Cl2. Also we have to we need to calculate the time, so you can calculate the time, like let us assume the time be, let the time be x second, then current passed was 6 ampere, so 6 into x, 6x will become coulomb into 1 coulomb is 1 mole electron is 96500 coulomb, and how many mole electron we have? We have 1.2 mole of electron. So solving from here, you can actually calculate x. This is 1.2 into 96500 and upon 6, so 6.2 times. So you can calculate from here how much you get. You can solve it. Alright, but the answer can be marked only with the help of Cl2, so this is the correct answer, D. Mark the correct order for decreasing acid strength of the following compounds. Again we have 5 compounds here. One compound actually is this OH and OCH3. Alright, so to find the acidic strength, either you can deal with here or you can find the stability of its conjugate base, like the conjugate bases for number 1, we are only drawing the conjugate bases. For number 1 the conjugate base will be phenoxide and O minus. For number 2 the conjugate base will be O minus with NO2. So what NO2 will do? NO2 will delocalize the charge with itself. So NO2 is actually very stable here, and the base is a weak base, therefore this will be a good acid, and out of this it seems to be the strongest acid, because OCH3 group, NO2 is electron withdrawing. Any electron withdrawing group will actually increase the acidity here. So NO2 is electron withdrawing, and OCH3, this OCH3 is electron donating. It is present in the para position, so it will be the weakest of them. So 5th is weakest and 2 is the strongest, so 2 and 5, so B seems to be the correct answer. 2 then 4, because the 4 is also NO2 group, it is also electron withdrawing, then 1, then 3 and then 5. So hopefully you have understand this. Many times we also claim 3 to be more acidic than 1. This is because oxygen present here, this oxygen actually donates the electron but also withdraws the electron via conjugation, and since it is present at the meta position, so this sometimes is also mentioned that 3 is more acidic than 1. You can actually Google it and check it out. So but from here, if we are only choosing the correct answer, so the correct answer will be B. In 12th question, for real gas, we have been given the van der Waals equation. For the following gas, these gases are present highest value of A. For the highest value of A is actually dependent on intermolecular force. So for intermolecular force, all are non-polar. So we'll see the number of electrons so that we can see the van der Waals force. So CO2 contains the maximum number of electrons, therefore CO2 will have the highest value of A, and the value of B depends on the molecular size. So smaller the value of size, smaller will be the value of B. So H2 seems here the smallest, so H2 is the smallest. So A is our correct answer. How many geometrical isomers are there for this? So CuNH3 whole twice Cl4 is actually tetrahedral, octahedral. So NH3 whole 2, so you can arrange NH3 whole 2 as cis or trans. You can keep it, if one NH3 is present here, if you keep NH3 in any of these 4 positions, it will turn out to be a cis, and if you put this NH3 opposite to that, it will turn out to be a trans. So only 2 possibilities are left. So it contains 2 cis and trans, and for this it actually lies below copper. So copper, then Ag, then Au. So copper has the electronic configuration like 3d10 and 4s1. So and they have the similar they have the similar electronic configuration 5d10 and 6s1. So Au is 3 plus charged here. So removing 3 electrons, 1 is removed from here and 2 removed from here, and also going down the group, the chances to form the the square planar structure actually increases. So we'll go with the square planar structure, and when square planar, Au Cl, now Cl can be kept here, it will be trans, and if Cl is kept here, it will be cis. So there is again only 2 options left, 2 cis trans and 2 cis trans forms. Question number 14. The relative lowering of vapor pressure of an aqueous solution containing a non-volatile solute is this. So relative lowering in vapor pressure delta P naught upon delta P upon P naught, this is X of solute. So mole fraction of solute we know 0.0125, and this is mole of solute upon total mole. So we can approximate it with mole of solute upon mole of solvent, because mole of solute seems to be very less in out of 1. So mole of solvent is, let mole of solvent equal to 1, mole of solute will be 0.0125. We need to calculate the molality. So for molality we need the mass of solvent. So moles of solvent we know, therefore mass of solvent is 18 gram, and in kg this is 0.018 kg, and therefore molality, the molality is 0.0125 and upon 0.018, this is 12.5 upon 18. So let us divide 18 with 25, 18 7 ja 126, so it is around 0.70 mole. Final product D in the sequence, this is like this. So it is here, and then A, B, C, and then C is treated with H2O H plus to form D. There is something missing here. No, nothing missing. This is H2O and H plus. So with PBr3, alcohol with form get converted to bromide. Then with Mg, this will form MgBr, the Grignard reagent, and then this Grignard reagent is reacted with this epoxide. So for this epoxide, this Grignard reagent can either attack at this position or at this position, but this is hindered, sterically hindered, and therefore the Grignard reagent will attack at this position. So Grignard reagent attacks at this position, the ring opens with oxygen carrying the negative charge, so it becomes O minus, and this is attached with this. After H2O, after treating it with H plus, O minus will gain electron and this will form OH. So this is our final product. So we need to just match it with the given option. So this seems to be the correct option here. 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. So this is the correct answer. Moving on to the next question. An organic compound A containing CHO. So organic compound contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, has a pleasant odor with boiling point of 78 degrees Celsius. See, boiling point is quite high, so you can suspect, like for H2O it is 100 degrees Celsius because of hydrogen bonding. So there must be some hydrogen bonding. First of all, Cl is not present, the organic liquid A is. So in A it is only made up of CHO, so this is not the answer. C2H6 has a boiling point, it is actually gas at the room temperature, so it cannot have a boiling point 78 degrees Celsius. This is not the answer. We are left with only two options. On boiling A with concentrated H2SO4, a colorless gas is produced. So if we boil these two compounds, let's say when this is boiled with H2SO4, this forms C2H4 and H2O is removed. So this is the colorless gas, ethane. Colorless gas is produced which decolorizes bromine water and alkaline KMnO4. Alright, so this can decolorize the bromine water. It can form 1,2-dibromoethane. If we treat it with H2SO4 and heat concentrated H2SO4, this is ester, and this will break in C2H5CO OH acid and with alcohol CH3OH. So this will not react any further, and treating it with bromine water, this will not decolorize the bromine water actually. So this is the correct answer, C2H5OH. Also this has hydrogen bond and it justifies that it has 78 degrees Celsius. Final product in the sequence of the reaction this. So the reaction, first of all, it is Br2CCl4. So treating it with Br2CCl4, we get Br and Br at both position, the anti-addition of Br2. Then NaNH2, if we treat it with NaNH2, it will get converted to alkyne with negative charge, but negative charge. Then with H2O, dilute H2SO4 and HgSO4. So let us consider it at hydrogen is present, because they have not mentioned anything, they just want us to do the reaction. So the reaction will be based on the Markovnikov rule. So on the basis of Markovnikov rule, there are two positions to attach, H and OH. So hydrogen will be attached to where there is we have to make the positive charge, so hydrogen will get attached to this position. Actually the reaction proceeds with Hg2 plus forming the complex, but we are just attaching it with the Markovnikov rule. So OH will get attached here with double bond and hydrogen will get attached here. But this again, this is an enol which is unstable, so enol will get converted to ketone. Yeah, this we are adding with only Markovnikov rule. So hydrogen gets attached to the position that contain more number of hydrogen. So hydrogen has been attached to this position. Hopefully you know this thing. So enol then get converted to ketone, C double bond O, and then we are treating ketone with NaOD and D2O. So when we treat it with NaOD D2O, the alpha hydrogen OD minus, this will abstract this alpha hydrogen, this will form an enolate ion again, O minus with double bond this, and when O minus gets back, the now H2O is not present here, the substance present is D2O. So it will gain a deuterium. So this gets converted the enolate and then gets converted to double bond O, and one D is attached. It is again left with 2 hydrogen. So it repeats the same process, and both hydrogen, means all alpha hydrogen will actually get converted to D. Deuterium will get replaced with deuterium. So it is left with CD3. So this will be, let's see the options. So this is the correct answer. Given mass of a gas expands from state A to state B, if W1, W2, W2 respectively are the work done. So work done has been given, maximum area will be the maximum work done. So 3 has the maximum area. So 3 has the maximum work done, 3 then 2 then 1. Consider the following oxide OF2, Cl2, Br2O. The correct sequence of XOX bond angle. Finding bond angle in such situations can be quite difficult. Like in this structure, fluorine actually withdraws electron delta negative. So this portion of the bond, this is left with less electrons, and so the repulsion of these lone pair, they actually start dominating, and this bond angle, this reduces. So it is the ideal bond angle should have been 109.5 degree, but it actually reduces to around 100 to 103 degree. So then Cl2O all have same structure. Cl has this oxygen atom can actually donate some electron to forming d pi p pi bond. So this has bond angle greater than 109.5 degree. Also OBr2 in OBr2 also it can show some d pi p pi bond, but not that much. Also bromine atom is getting large, so the repulsions here will also increase. This is 109. This will also be greater than 109.5 degree. So deciding in them in OCl2 and OBr2 is quite difficult, but we are going with just the size of bromine atom. So OBr2 will have the maximum bond angle, and then Cl2 and then OF2. So 3 then 2 then 1. Which of the following reaction is taking place resulting decoloration of marble? Marble is CaCO3, and decoloration takes due to acid rain. So acid rain is mainly for oxides of sulfur and nitrogen. So H2SO4 reacts with CaCO3. Plot of x by m against log p. X by m is equal to k times p to the power 1 by n. So log x by m will be equal to log k plus 1 by n log p. Alright, the plot of this is a straight line inclined at angle 45 degree, and therefore slope is equal to tan 45 degree. This is equal to 1. So slope, this is the slope. So 1 by n is equal to 1, and therefore n is equal to 1. So this reduces to x by m is equal to k times p. When the pressure is 0.5 atm and Freundlich parameter k is 10, the amount of soluble adsorbed per gram of the adsorbent. So this is equal to 10 into, we need to find the value of x by m, and pressure is 0.5 atm. So this turns out to be 5. So this is 5. In caprolactam, so you need to know the structure of caprolactam. It contains 6 carbon atoms along with nitrogen in the ring, and C double bond O. So A is the number of lone pairs. So lone pair, nitrogen will have 1 lone pair and oxygen will have 2 lone pairs. So lone pair is 3 total. And B is number of sp3 hybridized atom. So this becomes quite difficult to say because nitrogen will do some overlapping here, but let us not consider some resonance here, but let us not consider that thing, and we can say that NH3, this is sp3 hybridized, all are sp3, this is 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 sp2, and this is sp2. So we are left with only the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So B is 6, overall we get 9. A plus B is 9. If borax, in borax, if M is the number of hydroxy group and N is the number of water molecule, so you need to know the actual structure of borax. Borax is simply written as Na2B4O7.10H2, but here you need to know the structure in the complex. So it is B4O5 OH whole 4 and with 8H2. So N is the number of water molecule, N is equal to 8. M is the number of hydroxy group, M is equal to 4. So it turns out to be 12. Wait a second. We have done 23, we have done 24. HX is a weak acid. It forms a salt NaX 0.1 molar on reacting with aqueous caustic soda solution. The percentage of hydrolysis of NaX. Alright, so we have been given HX, Ka for HX and X minus aqueous. NaX will form X minus and Na plus will not react with water. X minus will react or hydrolysis. This will convert itself into HX plus OH minus. The value of K will be Kw upon Ka. This was 0.1 molar, so it minus X plus X plus X, so we get X square upon 0.1 minus X. This is equal to Kw upon Ka. This is 10 into 10 to the power minus 15 upon 10 to the power minus 5. This is equal to 10 into 10 to the power minus 10. And approximating it with X square upon 0.1, this is equal to 10 into 10 to the power minus 10. We get X square is equal to 10 to the power minus 10. This implies X is equal to 10 to the power minus 5. Alright, so we have reached to 10 to the power minus 5. What we have been asked is the percentage hydrolysis. So percentage hydrolysis is actually the extent of reaction, percentage extent of reaction. This is X upon C naught or initial concentration into 100%. So X we have calculated 10 to the power minus 5. C naught initially was 0.1 into 100%. This is equal to, this become 10 to the power 3 and this become 10 to the power minus 2%. This is equal to 0.01%. So 0.01%, 0.01 into n%, so n is equal to 1. So that it becomes 0.01%. In how many minimum steps you will convert 4-nitrotoluene CH3 NO2 to 2-bromobenzoic acid CO2H to 2-bromobenzoic acid. Alright, so we have to remove NO2. One thing we know how to remove NO2 is to convert it to NH2, then N2 plus benzene diazonium, and then reacting with H3PO2, and this will convert itself to a simple hydrogen will attach there. So before that we need to attach Br here. So let us first attach Br, because NH3 is orthopara directing and para position is blocked. So Br2 will attach at this position. Treating this with Br2, we get Br2 and AlCl3 whatever, NO2 CH3 and Br, and then first we'll make it N2 plus with HONO and HCl, so it becomes N2 plus. Then removing this, NO2 first we need to make it NH2. So first you can treat it with ZnHCl or anything, FeHCl or SnHCl, anything like that which can produce H2. And so this is step number 1. This is step number 1. This is step number 2 to convert it to NH2. Then the NH2 group is converted to N2 plus. Then N2 plus is treated with H3PO2. So this will get converted to CH3 and Br. So this is step number 4. And then this CH3 is reacted with KMNO4, so that alkyl groups get oxidized to CO2H. This is step number 5. So in 5 minimum steps we can convert it to the required product. So hopefully you have understood this, and the paper was quite easier, much easier than the paper asked yesterday. So you can score actually 80 to 90 marks more than 1890 marks in this paper. So hopefully the concepts are clear. Thank you.